Alright, so we're working back in this 2004 Chevrolet Silverado, and as you can see, my truck did not come with steering wheel controls for the radio or for the driver information control center. However, it does have this one knob here, our momentary switch, and it changes between trip A, trip B, engine hours, odometer. That's about it. And you can reset this if you just hold it down there. I just picked this truck up at a dealership that I currently work at. To actually, really I picked it up because of the low miles on this truck. It's very clean, and it'll carry my camper and stuff like that. But when I want to add the driver information control center to see what kind of fuel economy I'm getting when I'm pulling the camper, how much fuel I have left. I like to have the oil, when's the next oil change due. Kind of like the newer trucks, I kind of want to, kind of beef it up a little bit. It's been about 12 years since I've had one of these trucks, and this is a trick we used to do, and basically I'm going to show you what we're going to do to this one. Also, with that being said, I have already had the cluster reflashed to a different VIN number at the dealership I work at. I don't work in the service. I only do sales, and I do financing of cars and trucks. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to remove this entire bezel here. So drop the steering wheel all the way down, as low as it'll go. Put the key in ignition. Turn forward, drop your shifter all the way down. I like to start at the bottom right. One-handed, you can pull it up. Notice I've already removed the screws. There's 4 7mm screws at each corner. Let me try to, okay. And it's down here actually by that one. Okay, so once you get that loose, pull your cluster out. I'm gonna try to do this one-handed. The cluster's already free. Okay. Alright, so I've just set the cluster over in my passenger seat. Here's your wiring harness here. There's 4 wires that you're going to be looking for. And I believe they are on the blue side. They are. You have a yellow wire. Okay, so the 4 wires are together. You have your yellow, your dark green, and this one I had to heat shrink up. It's blue, dark blue, and then you got your orange. Your yellow is your fuel economy wire, so it shows you basically your fuel economy options. Your green and your white is your reset. Your blue is your trip odometer. And your orange is your option. And basically what you do is strip the wire back a little bit, solder it in or T-tap it. I'd rather solder it, to be honest with you. And go to a momentary switch. Anywhere you want to put the momentary switch at. Other side of the momentary switch, go to ground. Alright, what I have here is just basically a test wire hooked to the yellow wire, which is the fuel economy wire of the driver information control center part. Basically it's just a long wire, and I'm gonna put the cluster back in the truck. Just sit it here. I'm gonna touch it to ground to show you that it does work. Give me just a minute. So basically, I don't know if you can see, but there's the wire I have attached to the yellow wire. It's stringing out of the truck here. Just there. I'm just gonna touch it to something ground here. Every time I touch it and let go, has my driver information control center working there without steering wheel controls. Then another way you could do this is buy the steering wheel, and I believe there's a new clock spring harness actually you could buy, and that's a little pricey for what this here costs. This is maybe about 10 bucks from some parts. Okay. So I'm there. I can go However, this will not reset your driver information control center. I have 3 wires hooked up to the back of the cluster. They all need a ground momentary to activate the driver information control center. As you can tell, I do not have steering wheel controls in this 04, and as we've already stated, we're just going to test. I have 3 different wires here. All I'm doing is tapping these. Again, it says bolt here to give me a ground. So I got my vehicle settings. Okay. This other wire is going to be the fuel economy settings. The momentary switch here is going to give me my trip A, trip B, engine hours, and stuff. And the only reason it did that is because I have it leaning up against this right here. So there you go. Now I have what I want in a gauge cluster for our driver information control center that did not come with this truck. This is a 2004 Silverado single cab LS truck. Now the truck did come with a 5.3. It come with a towing package on it. That's what I bought it for, to tow the camper. But I have a driver information control center. Now basically you can just run all the wires to a momentary switch. There's no power. Run the other side of the momentary switch to ground. So you're feeding these wires behind the cluster a ground signal. And go from there. I'm just try to find a spot where I can mount it to make it look semi-decent looking without a, I don't like a lot of switches and buttons on my dash. So, all right.